Okay, so a quick recap of what we did on volume and surface area of 3D shapes, right? Okay, so let me just title it volume and surface area of solid, of regular solid. All right. Okay, we said that if you have a shape, a solid like this, to find the surface area, you need to find the surface area of this side and multiply by 2. By the way, the surface area of this side I'm marking is what? Are you getting what I'm saying? 2 times 2. Okay. And multiply by 2 because we have it on both ends, isn't it? It is also on the opposite end. There's one face here and the other face at the opposite end. So you do the same thing here, 2 times 2, multiply by 2 because there's another one on the opposite end. You do the same thing here, 2 times 2 for up and down. Altogether, we're going to have 2 times 2. That's 2 times 2 is 4, then times 2, 8, and so on. Okay, let's quickly apply it here, even though yeah, let me see a particular question we can quickly, let's apply it here. I want to, can you see the one I'm circling? I want to write letters on each of these face. So A, B, okay, let me number it. Okay, A, B, C, D, then E, F, G.
Wait, are you labeling the front, back, and side and stuff?
I'm labeling the corners, A, B, C, D. Can you see where I'm working on? Okay, so I'm labeling the corners. Alright, so what's the area of ABCD? That's here. Is that what you're writing? What's the area of ABCD? Just tell me. You can say it.
8 times 9.
8 times 9, okay. So I'll use a different color of marker. 8 times 9. What's the area of BFGC?
10 times 9.
No, I mean BFGC. By the way, this one is 8 times 9, which is 72. 8 times 9 is 73.
1 times 1 is 1 times 9.
Okay, okay, that's correct. A, B, C, D. This area is 8 times 9. Then B, F, G, C is 1 times 9 because this is 1 and this is 9. Okay, so this one is 1 times 9. We use a different color of marker. Let me use red. 1 times 9 gives us 9. One times 9 gives 9. What about ABFE? What about ABFE? ABFE.
8 times 1.
This is 8 and this place is 1. So length times breadth is 8 times 1. Okay, so this is 8 times 1. 8 times 1, which is 8. So what's the total surface area? What's the total surface area of this whole?
8 times them by 2.
We multiply each by 2 because what you have at the top, you also have it at the bottom. You know, so each face has its twin or its duplicate, up and down, front and back, side and the other side. So the answers we got, we multiply by 2. Just a quick recap. So you're going to have 8 times 2, because that's the answer we got for the top one. Then you also have 72 times 2. That's the answer we got for the front one. And we also have 9 times 2. That's the answer we got for the side one. Eventually, what will that all give? 60. Yes, I'm asking you 16. 72 times 2 is what? 144, am I right? 144. And 9 times 2 is 18. You're going to add up everything. So altogether, the total surface area is what?
178.
Okay. So you added 16 plus 144 plus 18, right? All right. So 16 plus 144 plus 18. And you got one what?
178.
178 millimeters squared. Oh, there's a little thing we didn't observe here. Do you notice that this is centimeter?
Oh yeah. It's apparently on the thing it said that there's a mistake, so it's just change all of them to centimeters.
Or better still, change all of them to millimeters. Just change all of them to the same unit. This is already in millimeter, 8 millimeter, it's already in millimeter, 9 millimeter. So let's change all of them to the same unit. This 1 centimeter is the same thing as what?
10 millimeters.
Good. The 1 centimeter is 10 millimeters. So we should change it to 10 millimeters. I think I will need to zoom this out so that we can see it better. Zooming, yeah. So that's that. We need to correct what we've written. What are the changes we need to make? The one we wrote for 8 times 10, we should have. What should we have written here? We wrote 8 times 1. What should we have written there?
1 times 8.
Are you sure? I'm talking about this length, even this one. What should we have written here?
What do you mean? 8 times 1.
Remember, we've changed it. Don't forget what the values we've changed them. Change the 1 to. Do you remember we've changed the 1 centimeter to 10 millimeters?
Oh.
Yes.
No, 10 millimeters. 10 times 8.
So that should be 10 times 8. That gives us what? Go ahead, I'm listening.
Never mind.
So that should actually be 80, isn't it? So we should have actually said 80 times 2. You need to be careful about this unit. If they are not written in the same unit, you need to change them to the same unit. 80 times 2 is 160. Check if there's any other thing we should change here. Check phase BFG, BF or BC, BFGC, BFGC.
Pardon?
What's the area of this BFGC? This phase.
What's the area?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
90.
What?
90.
So it should have been what times what?
10 times 9.
It should have been 10 times 9 instead. So it's 10 times 9 we should have used. Which is actually 90. Alright. So this should be 90 times 2, not 9 times 2. This is 180. So you can add up now. I'm correcting that. So that tells you why you need to convert or change all of them to the same unit before you start working.
Joe, I can't read this properly.
Can you zoom in? Zoom
I
into.
know, but it's not clear.
Oh, okay, but I understand. Can you just add this up, what I've written down here?
Oh.
You can write the answer here. You can write the answer here. What do you have? Okay, go ahead. 484, right? What should be the unit? $484 what? All right, that's correct. 484 millimeters squared. Good. I hope you can write properly with your pen tablet. Good. So 484 millimeters squared because we've changed all of them to millimeter. Before we leave this, I want you to do this one. Let's do this together. Don't forget that what we did was to find the area of each face. An area of a rectangle is length times breadth. This is 8 millimeter. This other one is 9 millimeter. That's why we did 8 times 9, which is 72 for this face. And there, we also found the area of this face. This is 10 because it was actually given as 1 centimeter. We changed it to millimeter, 10 millimeter, 10 times 9, and that's how we got 90. And finally, this face at the top here is 8, and this place is 10. So 8 times 10, which gives us 80. And I said each face has a double opposite it. This has a double down. This has a double at the other end. This has a double at the other side. So that's why I multiply each one by 2, each one by 2, each one by 2. And then we add it up. All right. So let's go. And don't forget that you have to first of all change all of them to the same unit. Let's go. This question. We can work it out here. I'm zooming it into 200%. Can you zoom it into 200% so I can reveal it properly? Are you writing it out? Are you there? Hello? You know, this one should be this particular face. I don't know, we can start with this, or let's start with this one that is facing us. This particular face should be this length times this, which is 30 times 25. They are the same unit. And 30 times 25, rough work, is 3 times 250, which will give us 3 times 250 is 0, 15, carry 1, 6, 7, that's 750. 750. Alright. You know we need to change this 3 meters to the same unit, centimeter. These ones are in centimeter. So these 3 meters should be changed to centimeter. So we have 3 meters will be changed to centimeter to centimeter. You multiply by 100. That will give us 300 meter, 300 centimeter. So 3 meter is the same thing as 300 centimeter. So this length is 300 centimeter. Everything should be in the same unit, centimeter. So this should be this length times this times this to find the area of this side. This times this. So we have 30 times 300. And 30 times 300 will give us 9,000. This is equal to 9,000. Finally, this top side, the area will be this times this times this times this, okay? And this length is 25, while this length is 30, 300 actually. So it will be 25 times 300. So we're going to have, what color can I use? Green. 25 times 300. 25 times 300 will be, let me do a rough work, 2,500 times 3. 0, 0, 15, I carried 2, 75, 7,500. So this is equal to 7,500. Alright, so we have all of that. What we need to do now is to remember that each face has a double. The one at the top has a double below. The one facing us has a double behind. The one on this side has a double at the other side. So each of these must be multiplied by 2. So what we do is we say 7,500 for this one at the top, multiply by 2. I think that should give us 15,000. Then we work with the one at the side, which is this. It has a double 2. That's 9,000 times 2. That's 1,000, 18,000. Then we have this one in front, which you also have another one at the back, times 2. So we have 750 times 2, which is equal to 1,500. So we're going to add up all to find the total surface area. This is 0, 0, 5, 14, and 3. So we have 3,440. No, 34,500 centimeters square is the answer. That's the total surface area. Now, if we're to find the volume, volume of a cube or a cuboid, volume is just length times breadth times height, which will be equal to, the length is, you can in fact just multiply out all the dimensions, one times that times the other. So this is 25 times this one, 300, times this one, which is the same thing as this one, 30. So 25 times 300 times 30, this times this times this. So volume is 25 times 300 times 30. That's going to give us, let me do the rough work here. Oh, sorry, this is where I did this one. I shouldn't clean it. So we can do the rough work below here. This should be, I will do a rough work here. This should be 9,000, because I will first of all do 30 times 300, which is 9,000 times 25 times 25, and I can actually say 25,000 times 9 is the same thing as saying 25,000 times 9, so it's easier to use 25,000 times 9. Okay, so this will be 9 times is 0, 0, 0. 9 times 5 is 45, so 45. So we write 5 and carry 4. 9 times 2 is 18 plus 4, that's 22. So it's 225,000 cm squared. Therefore, volume is 225,000 centimeters squared. So simply let me zoom out to reveal more of it. Just as simple as that. If you are to find the total surface area, by the way, this answer is for total surface area, while this one is for volume. This volume should be raised to power 3 centimeter cube. This one is for volume. With our rough work shown here, this is our space for our rough work. Spaces for our rough work. Okay. So that's for total surface area and all that. Let's look at the next question. The next question says, a cube has a surface area of 54 cm squared. Find the side x of the cube. It has a surface area of 54 cm squared. Remember, x are equal. So if this one side is x, all the other sides are x. So you have x and x too. Let me use a different color marker to label the other side. This is x. This is also x. So each area will be labeled. For this face, the area is x times x. I'll write it in blue. X times x, which is x squared. I think I can zoom it in to 200 and see. Okay, this is already 200. For this face, this is x times x, which is also x squared. This other face at the top is x times x, which is also x squared. So the total surface area will be, remember, after we've gotten each area, we multiply by 2. So the first one, which we got as x squared, we multiply by 2, and that gives us 2x squared. This other one we've got as also x squared, we multiply by 2, and that will give us 2x squared. By the way, what I'm doing is this area, remember we got it as x squared. I think I can write it better so that we see it more clearly. Sorry, I think it's okay like this. This is x squared. That's x times x, x squared. Because what you have at the top, you have it at the bottom, the base. That's why we are multiplying it by 2. This one is also x squared. What you have in front, you have it behind. That's why we multiply by 2. Also, what you have by the side, you also have it at the other opposite side. So that will also be x squared times 2, and that's 2x squared. By the time you add everything, you're going to have 2x squared plus 2x squared plus 2x squared, 2x squared plus 2x squared plus 2x squared, and that will give us 6x squared. So the total surface area is 6x squared. And we are told that this total surface area is actually 54. It says a cube has a surface area of 54. So that the whole thing is 54. That means 6x squared is actually 54. That now forms an equation that we can solve. So 6x squared equals 54. How do we get x? Divide both sides by 6. You remember how to solve an equation. So we divide both sides by 6. And we're going to have x squared equals 54 divided by 6. And 54 divided by 6 will give us what? 9, because 66 times 10 is 60. So x squared is 9. How do we find x? If x squared is 9, it's equal to 9. How do we find it? What number will you multiply? X squared means x times x. What number will you multiply by itself, and then you will get 9? What number will you do? Will be that. So to find x, it has to be square root of 9. The number you multiply by itself to get 9. And the answer is 3. So x is 3. So x is actually 3 centimeters. How did I get that? Because it says x squared is equal to 9. So what number will you... X squared simply means x times x. So what number will you multiply by itself to get that 54? To get that 9? X times x is 9. So what is x? You just find square root of 9. So that's how we do that. And which other question do we have here? It says a cube has a volume of this. Work out the surface area of the cube. This one is actually easier. You can find, the volume is 1000 cm cube. Remember, all the sides of the cube are equal. So x times x times x, because to find the volume you will do length times breadth times height or thickness to give you the volume. Now since all the sides are equal, we do x times x times x, and that's actually x cubed. And we're told that that volume is 1000. It's 1000. So that means s cubed is 1000. S cubed is 1000. So how do we find x? What number? X cubed simply means x times x times x. What number will you multiply by itself 3 times to get 1000? To find the number, you simply find cube root of x. So cube root of 1000. So x is cube root of 1000. Cube roots. Cube root of 1000. And what's that number you multiply by itself 3 times to get 1000? That's 10. So x is actually 10 centimeters. So that's the length, one of the sides, but we are asked to find the surface area. Since we know that it's 10 centimeters, you can simply draw this out, something like this. We know the side now. You can draw it out and just indicate all the sides and use it now to find the surface area. Assuming this is a cube given, each side is 10. So we can have 10 here, 10 here, 10 here, all in centimeter. You can find the area of this face, which is 10 times 10 as we have done earlier. This time this time this. That gives 100. Every other one will also be 10 times 10, so I don't need to be writing it over and over again. Because this side too will be 10 times 10. This side times this side, so it's also 100. So this area is also 100. And this one too will also be this side, which is 10 times this side, also 100. So it's also 100. So you know what we normally do to find the total surface area: up times its opposite side, times 2, because you have up, you have the same thing down. Front times the other end. Side, no, front times 2 because of the other end. Okay, let me 100 times 2 equals this is also 100 times 2, and this is also 100 times 2. 200